my Troublesomes, it's Miracle, and welcome back to my Miracle. I'm so happy you guys decided to join me today, and honey, we are doing what we do best, and that is minding other people's business. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a little comfort pillow, go ahead and pour yourself a little drinky drink, honey, because I got the hot cocoa for you. Babes, honeys, my troublesomes, incels that live in the comforts of the darkness of the night, today we are talking about our dear and loving friends from Just Kidding News. Now today's video is a little bit different. We are not talking about beauty community drama. However, I will be referencing some examples of that community just for the sake of conversation, but in actuality, we are focusing in on Joe Tsukasa and Bart Kwan. 2020 has become the year of clarity. It's also the year of accountability, and it seems that a lot of fans are not having these problematic behaviors continue on without being addressed, and they are really and truly holding their favorite creators foot to fire. Now, we've seen many examples like this currently all over Twitter. They are talking about Shane Dawson and his problematic behavior, and a lot of people did not take his video to heart. However, we have another example of Jenna Marbles, who ended up coming forth with her own video of accountability without anyone actually prompting her to come up with this video. She decided that now was the time to show her face and say, I messed up and I'm going to take time to educate myself and remove myself from this platform until I'm in a proper headspace. And it also seems that Bart and Joe and all of the cast and crew from Just Kidding News and Films to take the time to address their problematic behavior as well, and they ended up creating their own video. And a lot of people are well aware of the problematic behaviors that have followed them throughout the years on YouTube. However, for those of you who don't, they actually do take the time to generally speak about it in that video, but for the most part it revolves around slapstick comedy and blackface, along with saying some racial slurs, i.e. the N-word. So the video starts off with Bart and Joe actually self-reflecting, and Bart and Joe collectively decided that being a good comedian is not contingent upon putting blackface on, and they should not have to rely on that sort of comedy to make a joke. If you are creating a sort of platform where you have to make other people feel bad in order to make others laugh, that was not an example that ended up reflecting who they are as people now, and for that they ended up apologizing.
We feel that it's necessary for us to address some of the fucked up shit that we've done in the past, and today we're gonna take accountability for us and for everyone that is associated with us.
We've said a lot of stupid shit and we've done a lot of stupid things, a lot of them wrong. Now looking back, it's like I should have never said or done a lot of those things, especially, you know, with so many young impressionable fans.
I think we're pretty good at being comedians, and I don't think we have to rely on jokes that put other people down.
And so, like, for me, now I have a more open perspective of, like, instead of writing it off as cancel culture, right? Like, there's a lot of things that we have to look at ourselves and what did we do wrong, or was there ever a point in time when we hurt people through our comedy or maybe our opinions, or maybe, you know, there's a lot of the times on JK News where I'm just workshopping an idea and I speak out of my ass and I don't even know what I'm saying, and that's not an excuse, but because I'm not well thought out, I can be pretty hurtful. And I think that's, you know, inexcusable, because I guess with the platform that we have, I should think a little bit more before I say stuff.
They also take the time to apologize for past memes in which they used to justify why they should be allowed to say certain words. Both Joe and Bart ended up growing up in the hood, and it is a different sort of climate, and so they ended up taking what they knew culturally onto the internet, and they tried to defend the fact that, hey, this is where I grew up, this is how it was, and I should be allowed to do that, and if you don't understand it, that's your business. That was the past argument.
One of the things that I fucked up on was I made the decision to put on blackface to play a character for a skit. I was stupid and I didn't see how wrong it was, but now looking back, it's something that I'm actually really ashamed of. And even in addition to that, like in a bunch of videos, we've said the N-word a bunch of times, and the old excuse was like, oh, that's how we grew up, or, you know, when you grow up in the hood, everyone says it's okay, but it's not okay. you know, and we have like all these videos of just all kinds of things of almost not violations, but a lot of
It was hurtful to a lot of people.
hurtful to a lot of people, and a lot of instances. Well, some are big and blatant, and some are just really small and mild, but none of them are okay. And so I think it's important that I apologize for every single one of those. I think it's important that I acknowledge that those videos are bad, and I'm ashamed that those are bad, and that I changed the way that I make content from this point out.
And finally, towards the end of the video, they actually end up taking the time to open up the floor to their audience, and they did something rather interesting with that.
For the non-black fans out there who are watching and you want to show support, like, thanks, but do it silently.
We want to leave platform and space for our black fans to speak. So in the comment section, we would love to hear what you have to say.
We're also committed to donating to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. And we're gonna be doing our part by researching and continuously finding organizations that we can help and support. We're sorry it took so long for us to realize, but now I think this is day one of our growth, and you know, from this it can only go up, where we're gonna continuously learn from our mistakes.
So, my Troublesomes, opinion time. How do I feel about this little situation right here? Okay, first let me just throw out my biases, okay? I have been a Just Kidding fan for a hot minute, so needless to say, I am incredibly proud of both Bart and Joe for taking the time to address this whole situation, because there has been a lot of people, you know, coming out on Twitter and on YouTube and on other social media platforms, bringing up people's past problematic behavior. And I think this was something I wanted to drive home in my last video when I ended up talking about Shane Dawson, that when it comes to being a true advocate, advocacy stands for educating somebody, and after somebody is educated, you hold them accountable, and then once accountability is brought to the forefront, at that point we have to allow growth and change. Something that I really appreciated as being a loyal fan for the past 8 or 9 years, I've noticed the active change, especially in the instance what happened with Amber. If you guys don't know about that situation from Amber with FX, I can take the time to explain it to you in another video if you guys really want me to. Drop that in the comment section down below. But for right now, I'm just gonna bypass that. I noticed that at that time they realized that they actually did not have enough black representation. They were not fully capable of expressing the black experience. Hello, Editing Miracle here on Snapchat, okay? So I decided to give you guys a general like basis of what Just Kidding News specifically is, and on that channel specifically that they have, they usually talk about abnormal news stories, things that actually appear on like Daily Mail or like Reddit, those sort of conversations that don't warrant necessarily appearing on mainstream media. Of course, if there's like a bigger story, they'll end up doing that, but it's like a commentary news channel, and usually they invite people on their platforms of different backgrounds to be able to talk about the screwed up stuff that goes on in the world. So yeah, there you go. I hope that clarifies what they normally talk about. Okay, continue on with the video. And they actually opted to invite more black creators onto their platform when they were having these sort of discussions, because they realized that different walks of life have different experiences, and there are some experiences, no matter what they may experience as a marginalized group as well, they will not be able to truly explain to their audience. So I really appreciated that. But you know what was like really profound to me was the fact that even though they've made these necessary changes to invite different types of members onto their platform, what they did as well was saying that this is our day one step to moving towards what we want to be as a true ally. Joe and Bart doing that was just really spot on. It was like an example of what it truly means to show that you were sorry, to show personal growth, more so that growth was reflected on their content, and then in turn they actually acknowledged that for them it was not enough and they wanted to do more. So that included making donations to Black organizations, as well as opening the floor to their audience to make sure that the Black audience members' voices were heard, so that they would be able to better learn how to be better allies. Anyway, my Troublesomes, let me know how you feel about this whole thing in the comment section down below. Let me know how you're feeling. How do you feel about this apology video? How do you think that other creators could benefit from this example. Do you believe that this has helped you to actually have an open dialogue with your friends and family about how you can be a better ally? And you, as a Black person who are hearing these things that are going on within the community, how does this make you feel? Do you feel like you're being properly represented? Do you feel as if this is a moment of equity along with justice? Or do you feel as if a lot of people are trying to pander, so to speak, to the Black vote? Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comment section down below. And if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification to receive updates any other time that I upload or drop custard on the floor. But until next time, my troublesomes, I love you so much.